That was cool. Oh, let's turn that off. Okay. All right.
You
Facebook's
party
still not
people.
working for me. Yep, Facebook is still doing dumb stuff.
Facebook is dead.
Fitbit?
Facebook is dead.
It's hard to believe. I mean,
finally.
Well, okay, so Facebook is online for some people. Like we can get it on our phones, but we can't get it on our laptops. So
Right.
it's just not worth it to deal with that headache for sure. I'm not that sold on the Facebook thing.
YouTube people are very cool.
It just means that you don't get a video tomorrow because this is going up here today. So there's no rebroadcast tomorrow. Just get that out of the way, which is fine because I got plenty of work to do. We're going to get the audio control Epicenter micro video on Wednesday. Y'all broke Instagram. I wish.
I didn't broke nothing.
No. Yeah, that would be the best.
I just disconnect the cable.
Hey, did anybody see High Five Vegas new heat shrink? Did you see he got?
Yes, yeah. I mean,
he got the
whole package, man. Pretty cool. I like it.
I was bugging him to do that in the first place. I don't know if I mean, it just needed. Bobby, you're very thoughtful, and I would love to, but probably not because I got way too much stuff I got to get done in the front part of this week. I was thinking about this just as I was setting this up. This is the last show because we're not doing a Saturday show.
We're not. Oh, shoot.
Yeah, so we got to get all the camera gear and everything ready Friday before I leave. Wow. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Either that or, well, I'm going to be here Saturday morning.
I'm going to miss you guys. See you guys on Friday. Wow, but there's going to be a Friday show, right? Just the news.
There'll be the news. So you definitely...
Yeah.
You'll wait a minute.
What are you doing?
I was trying to go here. See you guys Friday.
That's right, Scott.
Yeah, so we'll do the 9:00 news show on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And then that'll be what for Rockford Fosgate? Yeah. Actually Saturday I have a Kiss concert I have to go to with Haley. So I'm leaving early. And then Monday we're off. And then Tuesday we'll be back. Tuesday we'll be live. At some point we'll be live at some point on YouTube. So I don't know when because it might be late, but we'll definitely be live at some point for there.
Go all the way in the bottom.
I'm trying. That is all the way at the bottom.
No, that one.
That one. I'll click on it.
Everybody's waiting for.
We just found out today.
I can't wait.
We just found out today that we get to interview Bill Jackson, who's the CEO, president of Rockford. I don't know why I said them. Of Rockford Fosgate. So yeah. I'm trying to wrap my head around doing this on YouTube tonight. It's really weird.
Yeah.
It's like I truly appreciate you guys and all the knowledge you pass along. If I get a chance or you guys get a chance, love to meet you guys in Phoenix.
Byron, thank you so much for the 10, man.
I don't know when we'd have a chance, but
we're gonna be in Tempe, Arizona. That's the only thing we know. I'm pretty sure if you stay in Instagram, hopefully it's working normal by that time. We're gonna let you know where we are and everything.
In and out. Okay, is anybody else experiencing that? Let me know.
I see.
Was just told Facebook employees badges aren't working and can't get in the building. Facebook and Instagram still down. I know. It's a tragedy. All right. Well, we're going to do the Monday show the best that we can. Hopefully the audio is doing what it needs to.
And microphone is on?
Microphone is on.
Okay.
Yep. Hold on.
Let us know, guys, if the audio is good. No, my audio is good. Okay, your audio is good.
I have good audio on this.
You got good audio. Okay.
It just might be crappy internet. Everything is working fine.
Right now, all the social media
it's sucking. Quick question: does variable voltage tell you if the factory amp can be removed or not? All right. Yes and no. Most of the time, the answer is yes, the amplifier can be removed. However, if the amplifier is connected to data in some way, then you're just going to want to take the signal before it. So like on an older Honda, then yeah, you just take the amplifier out, you're good to go. because there's no data connected to the amplifier. But on like some other cars, there might be CAN high-low wires or something like that needs to. But most of the time, I'd say a good 90% of the time, if there's variable voltage, then you don't need to keep the factory amplifier. So, but if you're on shore, keep the factory amplifier. I mean, obviously, I don't know what car it is. All right, so
yeah.
All right, let's head over to the topic of the day. 12 Volt Clean Wire Club is on Facebook.
Yes.
And Facebook is down. However, Fernando was nice enough to capture the image before it went down. The winner is this guy. Way to go. Who is this?
Yeah.
Do you know his name?
His name is...
There we go. Bobby.
Bobby.
It's Bobby.
Bobby Tannehill.
Bobby did a great job. Look at that. Some CT sounds, DM608, SMD.
Yeah.
Got some fused distribution for little stuff there in the center.
Mm-hmm.
Looking really nice.
Yeah.
I dig it. I totally dig it.
I like it.
Nice job. Nice and clean. Nice and simple.
Huge amplifiers, man.
Huge. That's a lot of... I mean,
yeah.
Dude, I'd be sitting there going, ah.
Yeah.
But way to go. Nice
but
job.
if you guys want to enjoy or join, the Facebook is 12
Volt Clean Wire Club.
Exactly.
And at some point, if Facebook does decide to go back up, then you guys will be in business. Also, quick shout out to our sponsor, Audio Control at audiocontrol.com. Check him out, just like he had that cool DM608 in there. If you too would like a DSP or anything else for that matter, check him out. And speaking of DSP,
yes.
A little bit later at the 20-minute mark, we'll be talking about a new DSP that we got our hands on. And we're going to go and do a live. Normally on Mondays, we do the fundamentals show. I was busy on yesterday and didn't have time to do one. And I thought this would be a great time to check out the new mini DSP from HKI, who is going to be, you can find them at your Sound Digital and or Ground Zero dealers.
Yeah.
It's a 4-in, 8-out. We'll talk about that at the 20 minutes, and it'll be fun. We're going to fumble fingers our way through it. It's a new DSP for us. We really haven't had time to do much with it. And I thought this might be two things. One, a good exercise in the first time checking out software on a DSP to give you guys something to look at when you're playing with a DSP for the first time. We'll talk about that later. So we'll make it at 22 after because I've wasted 2 minutes talking about what we're going to do. Go ahead. Hey, Dean and Fernando, have you guys checked out LLJ Customs Loop Back and T-Harness Package? You guys, what do you think about it? You've seen this before, right?
Yes. They make T-Harness for
a lot of
LC2I and LP72s. And
I have not yet checked them out.
Yeah.
However, I will say...
check them out. Yes, we check them out. Normally, Dean makes a T-Harness, whatever.
There are some cars that just don't have them. So I do need to check them out because I'd like to stock them. Plus, it'd be, if it's something that they stock T-harnesses that people recommend or need, then that would be a good recommendation. So we should reach out to them.
Okay.
And maybe have them on the show. We can talk about it. We do also know that there's another manufacturer that is going to be bringing out T-harnesses here next year, I think.
Do we know?
I don't know when. In case you guys are wondering what this giant thing is next to Fernando's head that looks like something from Back to the Future, it's a load resistor bank. It's a big-ass load resistor bank that we got given to us. And we haven't done anything with it yet, but I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do with it. But it's sitting right there right now. So, yay. Moving on.
All right. You can run tweeters off the head unit if the amplifier output have gain and crossover adjustments. Mine aren't. Loud but sound good for a bit of a fail.
I mean, this is one of those things I'm not going to argue with anybody about. I don't like doing it. If you're happy with the results that you got, cool. I just don't like it. Most amplifiers don't. Most factory radios don't have any form of gain control or anything like that. I mean, I know you can use your aftermarket amplifier's gain to do that. It just doesn't make any sense to me why anybody would want to do it.
What's up, David?
I mean, there again, I'm not going to say don't. I'm going to say don't do it because I don't like it. But if you've done it and liked it, that's all you.
Yeah.
What's up?
What's up, guys?
What do I need to put a radio in my 2015 300S? So one of the most popular places that you can check to find parts to do your car is this place right here. All of these. Pack-Audio, Maestro, MetroOnline.com, Nav TV. This is the place we go when we're trying to find parts for our cars that we're going to be doing installations on. So that would be the first place I would check in order to find what you need. Would the Helix V8 Mark II with DSP be a good choice to run an active setup? Well, this particular vehicle is getting the V6, and it is going to be an active setup because he has tweeters, mid-range, rear, and then there's an output going to an amplified subwoofer. So if the active system you're trying to do has the channels that it needs, I'm assuming it does, like a three-way set maybe and some rears or whatever, then yeah, it seems to be a lot of power. Everything we've done with Helix, we've had great results with, so I don't see any reason why not.
All right.
2016 F250 with nav. Can I upgrade to the? So the problem is depends on the screen. It depends. So does it have the factory screen in it? One of the products that we were looking at was with iData had come out with if you needed to fit a big double din, they had a replacement for the top pocket that was coming out. I don't know if it ever shipped, but if it had the factory 8-inch screen, the MFT1 kit would work. It's just you'd have to go with a real shallow radio because of how the screen works. So they were coming out with a top piece to go into the pocket that would allow you to put a deeper radio in that, which was kind of cool. It's a 2016, so I don't know, but I definitely, there again, head over to maestro.idatalink.com or just type in iDataLink Maestro and head over to their website and check it out.
Dean.
Yes.
Do you finish Ted Lasso?
I have not finished Ted Lasso. We've been gone for the last couple weekends, and we just haven't had time to catch up. It's been a rough life, man. And then last night I had to watch Road to Perdition, which was our homework assignment this week on SideJag. Tom Hanks, good stuff.
Dean.
Yes.
If you have a choice to put a second battery under the hood or back at the amplifier, which one?
If I had room underneath the hood, I would definitely go underneath the hood. I'd like to put it underneath the hood and not in the car. I just like them underneath the hood. That way I don't have a big-ass battery floating around in the back somewhere. That's not possible in most cars. If you have a pickup truck, though, it is. I would buy the brackets or whatever it takes to put it under, because most trucks have the diesel option, and there's a second battery somewhere. So if your car has an option for it, by all means, I would go underneath the hood before I'd go in the car.
All right. Dean.
Yes.
I have a JVC Radio C1000. I put the battery in the back for my amplifier, but my backup camera seems to flickering. It's black and white even though
it's in color.
It's in color.
You may have the positive negative reversed
backwards.
That's usually a clear indication of signal and shield backwards, as it does weird things like that. It kind of looks like either that or for some reason you don't have the right camera in your car, which would be odd.
So maybe
but if it's black and white and flickering, switch positive negative.
Yeah.
Because that looks like PAL instead of NTSC so as long as you have an NTSC camera, not a PAL camera, and then it's just your signal and shield are backwards.
Disney was great.
Disney was great. Their lines were pretty much non-existent. So
that's crazy, right?
It's
the 50th anniversary.
I think they pissed off everybody.
Why?
Because they changed their whole pass holder thing, and it's kind of annoying and more expensive. And they took away fast passes and all this other stuff. So I think people are kind of upset right now.
Oh, really?
Plus, yeah. Ordered my Epicenter today.
Ooh.
Awesome. Very nice.
Yes.
Very nice. Which reminds me, I have a question.
You have a question?
I have.
Well, Dean is not here, so he can answer the question.
Yeah. So all right. this is funny. I haven't even told you about this today because I wanted to save it for tonight.
Oh no.
This was
something is bad.
No, this was funny. So Sue talked to Drew yesterday.
Okay.
Drew is, for those who don't know, why would you? Unless you're a Boring Life Dean and Haley guy. Drew's been on the show in the comments, but he's Haley's soccer coach and also her player. Anyways.
Yeah.
She was the assistant coach for Drew when he was coach, and now they play on an adult team together. Either way, not that important, but Drew was texting Susan yesterday, and he says, just had a funny story. I was out with Bobby, your old next door neighbor, last night. So the guy that used to live next door to me.
Okay.
All right. He never really met Dean the whole time you guys lived there. They live there. We haven't moved. He moved. Turns out he found one of Dean's videos and watched it like 75 times. Called and talked to Dean like 3 times and never knew it was him next door. It was his next door neighbor.
Wow.
All right.
That's crazy.
So this guy literally lived next door to me, watched the video countless times, has seen me walk in and out of the house. And this is what I'm saying. I am totally like, nobody recognizes me anymore.
Yeah, totally. Well, it's funny. Yesterday we went to the mall.
This is my next door neighbor, man.
Yesterday we went to the mall to buy some dresses, right?
Yeah.
And it's a guy that's looking at me. And he's like, hey, you're Fernando, right? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, oh, it's a cop. Right there, man. He's like, no, you guys did my truck and everything, and thank you. And I'm like, oh, no problem. He's like, how it sounds? And it's like, I sold the truck with everything. Sold it. I just bought a new one, and I'm just probably going to stop by and see you guys again. I'm like, okay, well, we're in the same place. Yeah, haven't moved.
How bad can your sound be affected if you mix brands of speakers? It seems like, in my mind, it could negatively affect it due to mixing differences, speaker tonality, thoughts. I am 100% in the boat of, please, for the love of God, don't mix speakers. I mean, brand is one thing, like if you stick to the brand, but when you go off brand, like in this, we're going off brand. We're doing a set of Focal Flax coaxials in the rear, and we're doing a set of hybrid components up front. I mean, okay. I'm not a big fan of that. However, let's put it in perspective, because this is one of those things where I don't want anyone to lose any sleep on, and I don't want anyone to be like, oh, Dean said to do this. You can shut it off. When you look at home cabinets, a home cabinet is designed around a specific sound signature, meaning they are trying to design an array of sound from this cabinet.
Okay.
They buy tweeters that will play a specific way. Like Morel is a big manufacturer of tweeters for home audio cabinets for various brands, not just themselves. You buy mid bass under like, hey, I want this mid bass to do this sound quality or this sound performance. Prime example of that would be like in Nick Wingate's truck when he won. He had a set of Illusion 3.5s and a set of Focal Flax mid bass, because those are what sounded the best and clearly he won. So, but gave him the best frequency response. So, and I've seen other people that'll put like big ass Morel tweeters in the dash and then some other brand mid bass in the door.
Yeah.
So I think if you're trying to do that, that makes sense because you're going for a specific sound. I think where it gets weird is if you have like a Silk Soft Dome tweeter up front and you put a metal tweeter in the back. That might be part of where, like, however, you can always band pass the rear, quiet them down, and make them non-existent. So I don't think it's something where we should lose a lot of sleep over this. However, if given the choice, if you're happy with, let's say, you're going to put a set of Focal Flax up front or whatever, if it's important, rear fill is important for you, having them all match, kind of there again, depending on who you talk to, it's timbre. A lot of people say timbre, so we'll go with that. Having the timbre match is really nice. I mean, mentally, I want them all to match, but if I'm trying to build an array, then I'm going to get the best speakers for the job.
There you go. All right, this is good.
It's hard to recognize you without a 5-star T-shirt.
Yeah, right there. I mean, look at that.
Yeah, there's no
5-star
5-star.
T-shirt right there.
Yeah. This is bad topic. Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. I don't know. I mean, I was walking around Disney this whole weekend with an SMD hat on.
Oh.
I had my Steve Mead hat.
Yeah.
Because it just matched with all the blue I was wearing. I mean, honestly, if you here's the dead giveaway. If you think you see me somewhere, just look down. Look at my feet. Because if you see that I have these silly 5-toe shoes on,
that's Dean right there.
That's Dean.
There's like
that's those dumb shoes.
It's like 1,000 people in the. Dean is right there.
Yeah, it's the dumb shoes. There he goes. All right. What
am I doing?
Click on Manny.
Manny. Where is Manny?
I don't know. It's right at the top. There you go.
Manny.
What head unit do you guys have in your car? I am, of course, running the factory Ford 8-inch touchscreen in my car at present.
Boring.
Very boring. Fernando's running the Sony GS9.
Yes.
My car, the reason why the 8-inch is still in there, along with all the other factory crap, is I have 2 options I can do, which is why I picked this car in the first place. The yellow box over my shoulder here has the MFT1 kit. That would allow me to take out my factory 8-inch radio and put in any radio I wanted. And it'll integrate into it because it's iData, RR, and it'll talk to everything, air conditioning, traction, everything that's in the factory radio will be put into my aftermarket radio. So I can put a radio in it. However, I can also go AR, and I can plug in, let's say, a DSR1 or any AR-compatible device into the factory radio and get a full preamp section. So I'm on the fence as far as which way I want to go. I'm really enjoying the factory radio just because it's convenient right now, and I really don't see any need to take it out at the moment, and I'll leave it at that.
All right, this is a good one. Hang on, let me find it.
You can unclick that one.
Okay.
Like I said, you don't have to leave those up.
No, I'm trying to find it. I lost it.
Just go to the next one. See, don't lose them. Just
Right
go to the next one. You know, car audio is important to you when you buy a. This is a question.
This is a question.
So, you know, car audio is important to you when you buy a RTA.
Okay.
Well, okay, up until now with the IRTA 2 being a reasonably priced $250, if you were going to buy an RTA, like my first RTA, I spent $600 on it, and I was like, whoa, over the moon, and that was $600. Consequently, every other RTA after that has been just as expensive. But I feel once you have an RTA and you know how to use it and you figure out what it'll do for you, that takes car audio in general to a whole nother level, because your ears are your listening device, meaning everything that you're doing in audio, you're 100% relying on these. Well, when these aren't as discerning as you need them to be, like, how do I tell the difference between a front speaker and a rear speaker? Is this one putting on more bass? You know, what is the difference between these two? And I'm integrating into a car. Is this tweeter playing full? I mean, you know, before I had an RTA, if you said to me, what's the difference? You know, is the signal coming out of the door on an F-150 full range? I'd have said yes, because it plays up really, really high. The reality is, no, it doesn't. So what would you say your answer to that is?
I mean, I guess.
When you buy a Sony GS9 to put in your car?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. All right.
With iData, will I still keep volume knob working? Yeah, 100%. If you'd like to see that in action, follow us, obviously, on Instagram this week. If Instagram is up and running again, we'll have this Ford F-150 that is out of shot here. Once the radio is done, probably sometime Wednesday or Thursday, and then we can work the volume and show you how it all works. But we have done installations on the. You can just Google MFT1 kit on this channel here, and we'll show you MFT1 kit working and volume control works. You can pre-program the preset 1 through 6 to be specific things, not presets, because aftermarket radios don't have preset control, meaning there's no buttons, but you can have it like launch maps, launch gauges, car information, all that fun stuff.
This is good.
X-Man. You know car audio is important when you stay up half the night watching 2 crazy installers drive across the country in a kicker truck. That's definitely the winner. I mean, karate is important when you're dumb enough to be the two guys that are driving halfway across the country to return a kicker truck. I mean, let's be honest. I mean,
yeah.
MFT1 for 13 F-150. I don't think that is. I think what you're going to want is not out yet, but it's going to be the MFT2, which is coming, which is for the older cars. Or there might actually be a Ford kit for that already, depending on what screen you have, because they make a whole replacement dash bezel for it. So I would definitely head over to idatalink.com.
Yep.
Check it out.
All right. If I was to go AR into the Kenwood 6-channel amplifier, will I need a RR to later change to the factory head unit?
Yes, because the RR is, follow me on this one, RR stands for radio replacement, AR stands for amplifier replacement. So the AR is only going to do the amplifier. However, you still need an AR when you do an RR later, because the AR is what is going to provide the remote turn on for the amplifier. Also, if you bought one of them that came in the cool orange box, this box up here on the wall, inside of it are special instructions on how to do it, along with the RCA harness you're going to need. So make sure you get the combo kit that comes with the AR, and if you don't, you're going to need to get those pieces so that you can later swap it out. So if you go to have it installed, make sure you grab those out of there so they don't end up in the installer's toolbox.
More people are watching.
I mean, it's YouTube. I mean, hey, it's YouTube. Do what you can.
David, thank you for the 5, man.
All right, since David just posted, go ahead and shut that off. Thank you, David. You're the best. Oh, wait, what was his question?
Okay, you got it.
No. So if I have a DMRTA, all the SMD meeting tools and an oscilloscope, I must have to be insane about, no. No, definitely not. I mean, you have to have all those tools. You're a professional, or you're just a really cool hobbyist that has all those tools.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to need an IRTA too, so that you can tune your so you can turn your DMRTA into a dual channel checker. Because right now the DMRTA just does one channel electrically, and when you add our device to it, you can now do 2, and it works. We actually had it redesigned to do that. Now, as we teased at the beginning of the show, let's turn on the camera. Can you turn on the camera? We have the new HKI Mini DSP, and we're going to take a first look at the software. In the past, we've just kind of talked about the software, and we've talked about this, but now we actually have it hooked up so that we can see the actual real software and what it does and how it works and all that other fun stuff. I have an iPad here. This device only works from a phone over Bluetooth. Both Android and Apple. There is an app that you download. You're all set and ready. Let's take a closer look at this guy. It is a, what are we, 4? Camera 4. All right. It is a 4-channel input, 8-channel output DSP. It is it is line level only. It does not do high level input. So you have the 4 RCAs here, and it takes a power, a ground, and a remote turn on. It has a blue light to tell you it's on. It also gives you what's happening here across the top. And then on the opposite side, we have the 8-channel output. All right, let's hop into the software. When searching for this, search for HKI and then Mini, and it'll look something like this. When doing a DSP, there's a couple things. So this is new software for us. We haven't had a lot of time to play with it. Actually, almost no time. This is the first time we're actually looking at it. It's going to need to stay at the top because all that other stuff's at the bottom. So we're not worried about looking at that. But so we're going to fumble fingers our way through this. So this would be the same thing as if you guys were to buy this, the stuff you're going to want to look at. When we say, there are 4 things to every DSP, you want to have some fun with it. First thing you need to do is channel routing. Anytime you buy a DSP, you need to figure out how am I getting sound from my input to my output. That is first step number one. And in this case, that is located right here with routing channels. We'll tap on that. And we're going to set up a fake scenario here of channel 1 and 2 will be tweeter, channel 3 and 4 will be mid bass, 5 and 6 will be rear, and 7 and 8 will be subwoofer. Now how this breaks up is we'll just go through and set these all to the default setting, which is in the middle. All right. On the 4 inputs, we have A, B, C, and D. A is obviously driver's front, B is passenger front, C is driver's rear, and D is passenger rear. Since we're going to be running 1 and 2 on tweeter, A is the first tweeter on channel 1, B will be channel 2, A will be channel 3 mid bass, and B will be channel 4 mid bass. Channel 5 is going to be C rear. Channel 6 will be D, which is passenger rear. And in this case, we're going to leave A and B as our subwoofer.
Yeah.
All right, select back. The next thing that you want to set up on your DSP is crossovers, because you want to hear it. You want to make sure everything's doing what it's doing. Once you have your channel routing done, you're tempted to turn it on. Don't go so far yet. Keep the volume down. Head over to the crossover page. Across the top, we have our channel 1 through 8. And across the bottom, we have the boxes here. These are going to be overlays that we can turn on if we tap these colored boxes. If you tap the number, backspace, we'll say 3200, return, tap back, and we'll have that cool little indicator there. Now this, we need to find out what our crossover slope is. In this one, reading the owner's manual will tell us it'll do Butterworth, Linkwicks Riley, and Bessel. If we tap here, that populates up. The 24 dB Link LKR is Linkwicks Riley. The BTW, okay. We're at 24, so we got the one we want. We'll tap out of there. Channel 2, tap in, do the same thing.
3200.
I know. All right, if we want to, we can overlay the top. They're going to be the same. That's cool. That's what we want. We'll go to channel 3. Now we're going to do a bandpass. We're going to set up the bottom, and we'll set up the top. We'll select done, and that'll give us our bandpass. And both of those are still set to
24.
Yep, they're set to 24.
Yep.
And as we can see right now, channel 4 is not done yet. So select channel 4. We'll do the same thing. You can always go back when you're done and change the crossover points, but you want to make sure that there's something there. And now we can see we have the crossover points, channel 1, channel 2. If I go to 3, I can have 1 and 3 on. Going to channel 5, which is rear, that is going to be a full range. Now the rear is funny. I like to put the rears a little bit higher than the fronts, but that is up to you. 80 is still a great place to start, but we're going to put 100 on both 5 and 6. That way we have something we can see differently when we're looking at our input mixer. So we'll bring up 4 and we'll bring up 2. So those show us all our crossover points for our right side. The last is our sub channel. Let's see if it'll go below 30. And we'll change this to 80. And it will. The reason why I put that at 25 is that gives me a subsonic filter. I don't need it at 24. That's a bit much. We'll put it at 12 dB Butterworth. And then we'll clone the same thing to our channel. If we're using 8, if we're not using 8, obviously you don't have to, but we'll do it. And you know what? We're not even going to use 8. We're going to do a mono amp. So we have 7. And if we turn every one of these on, we can see all our crossover structure in place. Now we can turn on the volume and see what this thing sounds like. Meaning, does it have sound? We're gonna, at this point, we'll do all our testing. We'll check our polarities. We'll make sure everything is fine. But let's say we get it done and our polarity on our tweeter is wrong because the car wiring before us, they had a 12 dB crossover network, and they're like, oh crap, we're gonna do it like this. Well, what do we do? Well, no problem. Most crossovers or DSPs are going to have some form of polarity switch. We could come in and we can flip our 2 tweeters now, and those will put them back in. We'll retest, and then boom, everything's testing positive, perfect, just the way we want it. Some cars like Chryslers, you're going to wire everything up right, and it's all going to be done, and then you'll do your polarity test, and everything will test red, meaning everything will be 180 degrees. But it's okay, because the car wants it that way because of the Bluetooth system in the car for hands-free talking. They actually put all the speakers in the car 180 degrees with the microphone. It's just what they do. It's okay. It works fine. If the car all pops red, make sure your car pops red when you're done. Going back, we have our input, we have our crossover. The next thing we're going to do in our setup is going to be time delay. We like to get that because after this, we're going to do our EQ. So we want to get our time delay done if you're going to do time delay. If you're not going to do time delay, skip this step. This uses milliseconds or milliseconds.
If you tap in the 42, they give you no?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
So we're going to have to do some math at this point. Meaning, and there again, that's why we play with these things so we can find out. Do they give us, what are they giving us? Are they giving us inches? Are they giving us, so we know that we're going to have to figure out what our inches are and come back and do some math in order to make these function properly. And we can go up here, we'll change these, and we'll just put in that because I didn't do any math beforehand because we didn't know. All right, so we have some time delay put in.
Mm-hmm.
We'll come back. And there again, something like I use units on my phone. So once I've done all the math, I'll convert inches over to millimeters, and we'll go from there. The last thing is the EQ. This happens to have 2 EQs. It has an input EQ. 1 second, please. It has an input EQ here, which we can bypass because I don't really, for what we're doing, I don't need it. But if you wanted to, you could use this for a global EQ. So if we select bypass, that'll shut it off because it is only a 1 band. I'm sorry, it's overall, it's the whole system. So this is actually in this case, this would be something we'd use at the end. If we went into the car and we were like, hey, we got it all the way we want, but it'd be nice if we had just a little bit more treble. We'd come over here and we'd play this game a little bit and we'd gain that up and see if that helped. And then we'd leave it because it's a global EQ. This would be the same as if you had an aftermarket radio and you were to boost some of the mid, bass, or treble there. It's a global EQ. It takes care of everything that you're doing. Before you do that, though, we'll just reset this. We want to go into our normal EQ. So we have 8 bands. And at this point, we're going to just play the passenger front tweeter. How do we do that? We need to figure out how to shut those off. That's the next step. And that would be over here in gain. We have our main volume control, and we have a gain for every channel, which is kind of nice. Turn all these down. And I'm going to turn this down negative 6 dB because I want that to be my actual 0 point. Once I'm done there, come back to my main EQ, and I have 8 bands of parametric equalization. We'll come up, and you'll notice it says 500 hertz. We'll move over to this one, and it says 500 hertz. And we'll move up, and it says 500 hertz. Why does it say that? Well, it's a parametric EQ, and you have 8 bands. A lot of people go, I need 32. We're just talking about the frequency from 3200 up to 20. And there's 8 bands to play with that. Reality is you're probably going to need 2, worst case 3. So my first frequency here is, I'm looking at my RTA, and I see there's a problem at 6800. So we'll type in 6800, hit return. Let's do that again. Not doing so well here. There it is. All right, so it's there. Now I want to bring that down some. And then I have my Q. A Q is how wide, meaning how many of the frequencies to the left and right is it going to influence. So if I go with a wide Q, it does a lot. And if I do a little Q, it just focuses on that one specific frequency. If you have a door chime that's making obnoxious noise, you go with a real narrow Q, bring that frequency down, and the door chime will get quieter. In this case, I can pick that frequency, and I can go with a wide Q. Oh, not that wide. Shut it off. Oh, I can go with a wide Q, and if I'm looking at my RTA, it just pulled down pretty much everything around it. I only had to make one adjustment. Now let's say I look over and I need, there's just some weird stuff going on at 10,000. I'll come back in here, type in 10,000. And tap on that again. And this, I want a real narrow Q because it's really only that frequency that it's doing strange things to. So I'll give it that, and I'll move up. I'll move it up or down just a little to see, and boom, there we go. So I'm done at this point with that. And I actually did this on the wrong channel. That's another thing because it's not actually hooked up to. This would have been channel 2 because if you recall at the beginning, I only had channel 2 on. So this would have been channel 2's. At this point, I go back, pick my gain control, and now it's still at 6 dB, and that's still my 0 point, but I'm going to turn it all the way down. We'll go back, and we'll bring up channel 1 to 6 dB as my 0 point. And then we'll go through all of these mid-bass and mid-range and whatnot. But remember, when you're on equalization, so we'll go over here to channel 4. It's 8 bands. Those 8 bands are only going to be between 80 and 3200. That's it. That's all I'm dealing with. I don't need 31 bands to deal with this amount of frequency. I can do it with 8 bands of parametric. When I get over here to my subwoofer, I still have 8 bands of parametric. I can do anything I want with that. One of the most favorite things to do with a subwoofer is come over here to 45 hertz, go wide on the Q, and oh, where did I put it? Right there. Drag that thing up. Hey, guess what I just built? I just built the Rockford bass punch EQ and every other punch style bass boost out there. And if it's too much, I can bring it back down. If I want to roll off my subwoofer faster, I can come over here and type in a frequency of, I don't know, 45, or no, let's go low. Let's go 20 hertz. Why you do that, I don't know, but it's there to be had. Type in anything you want. So that made it pretty easy. So it has all the features I want as far as the system goes. Now, if I go back and I listen to it and I'm like, I need just a little bit more, or my mid-range didn't work, I can sit here and I can do this. and I can have a lot of fun. I can play with it. Hey, that's cool. If I go back to my gain control, and now I'm done, and I have these two. These are my tweeters, and let's say I'll put these here. And my tweeters are just blasting me out of the car compared to my mid bass. I have two options at this point. I could turn up my mid bass, or I could turn down my tweeters. I'm going to turn up my mid bass because I have that kind of room. So I'll bring those back up to 0. If that gives me the blending I need, there we go, then perfect. I'll leave it alone. Now I'm going to get into the car, and this I've all looked at on the RTA. I'm going to get into the car, and I'm going to be like, man, right is not as loud as left. Left is just killing it. So I can come into left, and I can pull just the left down, and I'll do each individual one, and I might end up having to pull this down in order to get my alignment into the center right. And I'll end up with something that looks like this. So this is a pretty little solid EQ to play with. I mean, like I said, this is the first time we're playing with this active, and it's pretty nice. It's not bad. I am a big fan of plugging things into a laptop, but if I have to use an iPad or an iPhone or Android or whatever, having all the controls there and easy to use, there you go.
You gotta try, man.
So when we say download stuff and try it out, download stuff and try it out. Yeah. All right, that's been fundamentals for today. We had a lot of fun. All right, back to questions as always. Need more cowbells. All right, here we go.
Hang on.
What do we got? Just a more. There you go. Just a little bit more sizzle, please. Yes. The joys of mobile interface tuning. Oh, I know, right? Not enough gravy. As always. And I need a little bit more cowbell. Who doesn't need? Android. Okay, whatever works for you.
Yeah.
If I can add a center channel, should I do it? Well, that's a great question. And I will counter that with another question. And how are you planning on getting sound to the center channel? By that, I mean, you're going to need an amplifier to power it. So some form of, you're going to need that weird odd channel to power it, which I'm not trying to talk you out of it. And then what are you planning on doing with it? How crazy do you want to get about your center channel? If you want to add in a true center channel, you're going to need some form of upmixing. Or if you just want to have a loud left plus right or left minus right in the center of the dash that you're going to blend in with your, left and right speakers. So there's a different thought process there on how you want to do it. If you're going to do what's called a one seat tune, which is for the driver, then having the center channel really doesn't matter. If you're trying to do a 2-seat tune, meaning the passenger and the driver have some form of a center image, you have to have a center channel.
All right. So question.
For the experts in the room, I have a Helix Mini DSP, a Diamore amp. Would you set the gains on the DSP and then the amps using the DD1 first? As you just saw when we were playing with this, I went in and I turned everything down. I always start with gains down. Gains are down both on the amps and in the DSP. I don't need gain to set my DSP. I need sound. That's all I need. The one thing you have to keep in mind, if you're trying to get every single little bleeding edge of sound out of your amplifier, DSP is going to pose some form of a problem for you, because you need some adjustment. Do you want to go up on the DSP, or do you just want to go down on the DSP? If you want to go up on the DSP, 0 dB is where you're going to want to live, because if you go, let's say, +3 or +4 on there, well, if you set your amps to -5, now -5, now you're at 8, +8 on there. So it's very difficult. It's one of those things where I like to make everything as low as humanly possible, and then I start turning up after the fact once I see what I have to do for equalization. And that's just basically how I roll. What's up, guys? Cover the whole speaker opening like Nando likes.
That's Chris.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to figure that out.
Oh, okay.
I think I read that wrong too.
Yeah.
Is there an amp with a built-in DSP that would allow me to run 10 to 12 channels full active? That would be Helix. Helix makes a 12 channel. Yes, they do.
Did they new Alpine is there? 12 channel Alpine DSP?
It's not an amplifier. They don't make a 12 channel amplifier DSP. They just make a 12 channel DSP.
So Helix has the DSP. Yeah.
So that'd be Helix.
Yeah.
Everybody else.
The Ultra. That's right.
I think Museway also makes one, which would be cheaper. Not as good, but cheaper. Dean projection. Will there be good specials for Christmas? No. Christmas is going to suck, guys. If you're trying to do car audio for Christmas, buy it now. Swear to God, buy it now. Buy it now. Put it under the tree.
But you can buy.
We'll have plenty of IRTAs for Christmas. I can tell you that right now. That is going to be the Christmas present for everybody.
Yep.
So if you need a Christmas present, just IRTAs, man.
Are you okay?
No, I got a drill bit in my pocket. I was just happy to see you. All
right.
Maybe old question. Any updates to 2020 Accord EX head support? No. So no. Not on 2020. That ain't happening anytime soon. So unfortunately, no. For 402s and a 69 Impala SS stock and 4x6, have an idea for a speaker plate though. On a 96, I think if you're going to redesign it, I think you could fit a bigger than a 4x. So all right. Instead of doing a Virtus 402, great speaker, but maybe look at going with the Virtus Nano Carbons, the really thin ones, because I think you can fit that behind that factory grill, even though it's a 4x6 opening, and make a new plate. It's been a long time since I've seen that 96 Impala, but I think those would fit because they're this thin. They're only like a half-inch thick. Which dash cam would you integrate into the DMH
WT 7600 NEX? It's not like they
I don't think they have any that
Pioneer makes
Pioneer
dash cam?
Pioneer doesn't do that. Only Alpine and Kenwood. You'd have to find a dash cam that has a video out, but it's not going to do anything. It's not going to work like the Alpine and the Kenwood do. Mainly the Kenwood.
Yeah, nothing coming for Christmas.
Santa Sleigh needs chips.
No, actually, Santa got COVID, man, so it can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. The M's. Well, no. What is it? M6? No, this is just the P6 before. Are they smooth sounding? Being Class D. I mean, this is getting the P6. So this is getting the Helix P6 amplifier. I mean, we've put in those amplifiers before. I don't think we've done the M. I don't know.
No.
And I don't hear.
No.
I don't hear any of this like being that it's Class D thing. I don't know where that's coming from.
Oh my God. Shame on you.
I know, it's terrible. Any good integration accessories coming later this year? More and more manufacturers using digital signal pass. So curious how to get around that. Later this year? No. I can tell you right now, no. Nothing is coming out later this year for integration at all. Are there going to be more later next year?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes, there are. There's quite a few that'll be coming out later next year. But 2021 is pretty much in the bag.
The only one that came out recently, that was the Mobridge for Mercedes or BMWs.
Yeah, but that's really about it. So,
yeah.
I have a 2014 Silverado with Bose. If I replace the head unit and add an amp, can I remove the Bose amp with no problems? Leave the Bose amp in place. There is a T-harness for it. But yes, you can go around the Bose amp. But yeah, it's okay. Did we? You know what? No. Did we take it out? We took the radio out. No, it's a 2014. I was thinking newer. Take it out. Yeah, good.
I mean, 2014, take it out.
Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking, dude. Sorry, wrong year. But no, take it out. See you later. Bye. Have a nice day. Use that one for something else.
All right, just funny.
And I think Metro makes a harness for that too now.
Asking for a Silverado, but his picture is a Ford logo.
Mustang.
I like it.
Yeah,
that's pretty neat. Yeah.
But I think Metro has an amp bypass for that now. So head over to metroonline.com.
Where can I get a 300 amp alternator?
For a Cutlass?
For a Cutlass.
I mean,
Mac?
I was going to say McMahon Alternators. Isn't that the guy?
Yeah, it's totally the guy. 2011 Dodge Ram stock radio, waiting for radio goods to make them. KFC, X3C front dash, but 2 sets. KFC 694's back, doors fit front doors. It doesn't fit? So what would you recommend for it?
With the KFC 694 back doors,
definitely
they don't fit.
They're not gonna fit. We
don't use those.
Magnet's too big.
We don't recommend those at all, actually, ever. We just go with the 6903 set, which comes with the 6x9 and the 3-inch in the box. If you're going for coaxials and you want something that's gonna fit, like you want something loud like that,
Hertz. Probably Hertz.
I don't know, man, because
I mean,
those, maybe a regular line Kenwood,
maybe
some R types.
Oh, you know what?
R types with a neo magnet might fit.
The entry level Pioneers, they are definitely fit.
Those fit, yeah. But that's not fun.
I know.
Were those Infinities that we took out? Were those fit? Didn't they fit? They had small. They were shallow. I don't know, man. That's tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. A great car guru. What would be your ideal system install in a Dodge Ram? I want your base. Depends on the year. So you got to give me a year. That's really what it comes down to. Plus,
give me a year in the budget.
I mean, I need a budget, a year. So
that's it.
It's because there's so much we could do.
Yeah.
But I would probably go with, if I had to design a system for a Ram, and I have a budget, I'm not doing a 6x9. I tell you right now, I'm not doing a 6x9. I'm doing a 6.5. Because I'm going to do, because look, we all know if we put a 6.5 in there, if we put a nice 6.5 in there, it's going to sound great. So why
6.5 loudspeaker? Woo!
If I'm doing a 6x9X, is a good one to go with. There's no doubt about it. That would fit. Like if I have to do a 6x9, the X would be nice. The kicker, you know what? Back to the other guy's question, the KS would fit. The 6x9 KS would fit.
Okay.
That would fit. The kicker KS 6x9 would fit. For sure.
Ooh, man. Angel, what's going on, buddy?
Hey.
Laytown Speed of Sound. That's right. This guy do awesome work.
Which DSP offers center channel up mixer? That is going to be the Helix. Yeah. Yeah. Right now, the Helix, for sure.
Yeah.
More to come. Yeah, what does that say? You get an IRTA, Maybe I will make it to Oprah's Christmas Kia. No. All right, that pegs us to an hour, man. Go ahead and click that off.
All right.
Click that off. And it's an hour. It's been on YouTube for we haven't done YouTube for this in a long time. I don't think it's going to be a regular thing unless, the weird stuff happens. But hey, if you'd like cool shirts that have 5-star logos on them, head over to dnfswag.com. And if you'd like to get any of the cool tools that we use for our installations, head over to DNF Tool Drawer. This will be the future site of, you just look for it right here. That's what's missing. Actually, I'll probably move it to the top up here where the hand tools are, move one of these down. But this will be where the IRTA2 will be once I get that finished, which hopefully will be here soon. Soon for sure. So yeah, I'm excited. You guys, listen, it's Monday. This is the last show for a couple days until next week. So no Saturday show. We will have Friday morning news. So don't forget the Friday morning news. But other than that, that's it. We're done. We're out. We're getting ready to go to Rockford. So, hey, if Instagram is live, though, you can check us out daily on Instagram. Check us out, 5-Star Car Stereo there. We do 5-star. That'd be a good thing to do. And Rockford, here we come for sure. You guys have a great rest of your day.
Bye, guys.